This is a previously recorded episode of the IT in the D Show. This show is broadcasting live from Detroit Sound Studios above Activate Gaming and is part of the Podcast Detroit Network. Visit www.podcastdetroit.com for more information.
The following program is intended for mature audiences.
This is Max Headroom, and what you're about to witness is one of the most sinister-sounding intros to a trailer to one of the greatest epics ever.
This is the IT in the D Show. This show is broadcasting live from Detroit Sound Studios above Activate Gaming and is part of the Podcast Detroit Network. Visit www.podcastdetroit.com for more information.
Hey, this is John Schneider from Nip Tuck Smallville, the haves and the have-nots. Oh, Dr. Quinn, Hot in Cleveland, Secret Life of the American Teenager, and just about everything you can possibly imagine. And oh yeah, the Dukes of Hazzard. You're listening to Bob and Dave. It's the IT in the D Show.
Just where do you guys think you are?
The Library of Congress?
Detroit?
Beyond the sun?
Any of those right?
Take him to Detroit. No! No, not Detroit! No! No, please! Anything but that! No!
I used to hang out at the Magumbo Bar. It was a rough place, the seediest dive on the wharf, populated with every reject and cutthroat from Bombay to Calcutta. It's worse than Detroit.
You will never find the more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Then don't come! Shut up!
I dig you IT geeks. This is Dre DeMatteo from Sons of Anarchy. You are listening to IT in the D. Bear me.
So what happens when you tap the angry beaver in the bunghole?
Exactly. Come on. Someone tries. What the hell with this? I'm calling a break. We'll come back to the show.
Hi, this is Ralph Macchio, and you're listening to IT in the D Show. Wax on, you know what.
Why would, Buick put their cars next to, the Bentleys? Why? That's not marketing.
The alphabet.
It's brilliant.
What's up, everybody? This is Billy Zapka. Sweep the leg. Listening to IT in the D Show. No mercy.
I may have to wipe the geek off.
Hi, this is Martin Cove, John Kreese from the Karate Kid movie, and you're listening to IT in the D.
Yes, Sensei!
You're not very informative, but wow, are you entertaining.
Hi, I'm Ernie Hudson, and you're listening to IT in the D. All you nerds out there.
Nerds? Nerds.
Nerds!
What is a nerd?
I'm a geek, not a nerd.
This is Scott Steiner, Big Pump Pump. IT in the D Show is your hookup. Holler if you hear me.
You're in your underwear, I'm in my underwear. Here, let's hang out.
No, I'm sorry, honey. I have a headache.
I definitely want to see Bob in his underwear. That's a fact.
No, he's banging on the wang. Skeptical Dave is skeptical.
I can't say no, and I don't really want to.
Well, especially with the back doors open.
It's just too big. It's way too big.
We just lost our clean tag on iTunes.
This is Robert Hayes, a tit striker to my mother. When I'm not hanging out at the Magumbo Bar, I'm listening to the IT and the D Show. It's worse than Detroit.
Is there such thing as a meat hangover?
I love my Monday meat steak.
Turn your microphone off. Just get out.
Hey, folks, this is WWE Hall of Famer Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and you're listening to the IT and the D Show. Tough guy. Ho!
So, what would you little maniacs like to do first?
The question isn't what are we going to do. The question is what aren't we going to do.
Ludicrous speed! Sir, had you better buckle up? Buckle this! Ludicrous speed! Go!
Thank you for hanging out with us. Thanks you again for listening. It's Monday, August the 3rd, episode 103. This is the IT and the D Show. We're broadcasting, as usual, from the Detroit Sound Studios above Activate Gaming. Beautiful Ferndale, Michigan. This is Bob the Sales Guy here with Dave the Geek, Nuri the FNG. Follow us
back from his AST.
Yeah, he was in Tokyo for a couple weeks.
On an Asian sex tour. Let's be honest about what it was.
Spilled the beans. Spilled the
what
beans.
happened in Tokyo stays in Tokyo.
Find us online, itinthed.com. Like us on Facebook /ITinthed. Follow us on the Twitter at ITinthed because we are IT in the D and you just
still are not.
Still,
no,
I know you're trying.
So I feel like we have to start. I know we have some great guests. We'll get to those in just a sec. But I feel like we've hit a moment,
a precipice.
A pinnacle?
I don't like the way that word sounds. But we've hit a moment with us, and we a couple weeks ago, we made the announcement that we launched, Podcast Detroit, the network, and so as of today, many folks remember episode 100. We had good old K-Hub from the Corner with K-Hub, who went off and started her own network. 3 months. She left 3 months before we did. Started a month after we did. Came on our show 3 weeks ago and realized that we've done it better. God love her for that, and so we have now assimilated her entire network.
You put the ass in assimilated, by the way.
She does.
Good point.
And we've now got a whole bunch of shows. In addition to all the ones that we already knew about and we already had running, getting ready to gear up on Podcast Detroit as early as next week in some cases. So, podcastdetroit.com is actually a thing.
We weren't just happy just doing our own show, were we? We had to. We actually had to make this happen.
Yeah, because we have way too much free time as it is, and our wives don't hate us enough, and so clearly we had to take on one more thing.
And that website, by the way, I saw it today for the first time. Glorious website.
Why, thank you.
I'd be proud to have a show on Podcast
I made
Detroit.
it myself.
I picked out the template and the background image.
I gave you 3 options. You picked one.
That bicycle was so Detroit.
It's like shopping with your wife. This one, this one, this one. I like the middle one. Either way, you win.
Yeah, exactly.
So hey, we got an awesome packed studio. We have Rochelle and Clint here. Rochelle's the president, and Clint is the director of consulting for the Darton Group. They're actually
Darton. Not Barton.
Darton. I said Darton.
No, I know. I was calling myself out for being a dumbass.
Right. But they are out of North Carolina. Just opened up a Detroit office. They're going to
Tentacles, NT.
Talking about recruiting, starting up an office in Detroit from out of state. It should be a fun conversation. Then we got some old friends of ours, Lucas and Corey from the Rack Show. We did a podcast apocalypse, I believe it was.
Podpocalypse.
Whatever. How.
Tupac. We had an alpaca.
Yes.
A pack of smokes. I don't know. We had something with you guys. We did.
We were degenerates.
Well, they figure, hey, it would be a great idea? Let's get 5 podcasts with 10 huge personalities and let them all talk at once.
Over each other.
Right. Nothing. Without moderation, nothing bad could happen.
Yeah, we're going to be doing it again, abomination. So we're going to invite you guys out.
Awesome. Look forward to it.
Fun.
So now are you guys hitting Yomicon? Because we've actually just had those conversations. Apparently we're getting sucked into that world. And
Yep, we're going to be at Yomicon. That's our finale for our season because we do seasons.
Huh?
So we start with Midwest Media and we
don't do seasons.
Yomicon. No. We need the time off.
Yeah. We're the Energizer bunnies of idiots.
We're lazy.
We're
lazy. No, in our time off, what we do is we create other shows. We're working on scripts and other things that we want to do.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, and speaking about Midwest Media Expo, Dave, we found out that you're a big fan of Flash Gordon, so we brought something here for you.
Oh, no, that's him.
That's me.
Him.
Oh, I'm sorry, Bob.
Sweet mother of God.
It.
Conrad had that in his closet for a while, and he's like...
Do you need a moment and a cigarette, Bob?
I'm verklempt. What year is this?
And possibly
beautiful.
new shorts?
I don't know.
I think it was his grandfather's, I believe. So you might want to look that up.
I'm framing this. That's gorgeous.
Now we have to be nice to them, don't we?
Amongst other things. I want to put them in my will.
That's why I put that right at the beginning of the show.
Oh, my God. I lost all train of thought. I wanted to get to some business real quick. Just let everyone know on the event front. August 20th, we are having a social at the Blackfin in Royal Oak, back room, 5 o'clock.
No, we're not. At the Black... No, we're not.
8:20 is at the Huma Room at Hopcat.
Yeah. Wait, this is why I don't let you talk.
The Flash Gordon thing.
8:20. We're upstairs at the Hopcat, the Huma Room.
Yeah.
We're taking that over. It's going to be one of our casual networking socials. The last one we had there back in May was outstanding. Should be a really good time. I'm looking forward to it.
Always a good time.
And then just around the corner from that, one of the events that makes my head explode twice a year, we have one of our pink slip parties coming up at the Majestic on 9/17. That'll be the next madness.
DJ Nuri, we're going to have
guys should plan on being back in town for that.
What day is it again?
So that's it's the third Thursday of September 17th. So we do 2 kinds of events. We do our casual networking socials that are like 100, 150 people, hang out, have a drink, get to know each other in the industry.
Right.
Then the pink slip parties are they were the knee-jerk self-defense reaction to people that were looking for a job coming to our events, that weren't looking to network. They were looking to find a job.
They need to work.
Right. So those events, so we're taking over the Majestic Theater downtown again. We get about 1,000 people at those.
Nice. Wow.
Usually about 125, 150 recruiters, and the rest are people looking for gigs.
Yeah.
So that's when you want to be here.
If I have Cutco knives, am I welcome at your event?
Yeah, exactly. No multi-level marketing. No,
no way.
no
No.
Affleck guy. We don't want to buy soap.
Count
from
us
you.
out. No, we're not there.
Just
You
kidding.
can invite us, but we're not going to do that.
Yeah, no, we've spent 14 years now kicking everyone who sucks out of our
Nice.
events.
Good for you.
To the point where like they don't even bother showing up anymore. Like it's
Good.
been a good year since we've had to kick anybody out of our events.
Two almost.
Yeah.
The last time was Affleck guy, and he got all mad at me.
Yeah.
Like, go figure.
People here don't want to make money. Not the way. No,
Not
not
the way he's
you.
selling.
No. Yeah.
Well, our
But hey-
firm's built on our network. That's what we do. We're a networking firm. We don't post jobs online, so we're focused on meeting good people and keeping them around, getting to know them, and keeping them in our network.
So let's see. So the answer to your question of how do I find people in Detroit is us.
There you go. That's why we're here.
We're here at 9 o'clock on a Monday night.
Right.
Why else would you be here?
Exactly. So, hey, just want to give a quick shout out. This episode is actually brought to you by Braintree. If you're a mobile app developer or if you're looking to make money on a mobile app dev, they are by far probably the simplest way to integrate.
I'm not going to lie. I've done a little bit of a deep dig into this. It's pretty tight.
So it's about 10 lines of code.
It's 10 lines, and it's in-app code. So I mean, it's not an external paint. You
thought I said inept last week.
I totally thought you said inept code, and I wanted to edit it out. And then I was like, maybe he's yeah. So we let it ride. But no, I mean, it's so it's not an external payment gateway. It's right there in your app. It's solid.
PayPal, Apple Pay, Bitcoin, Venmo, Visa, MasterCard, Amex. It's basically one single integration, like literally 10 lines of code. If you don't want to do it or if you're having problems.
One snippet to rule them all and in the darkness find them, yes.
But they'll, it's done in minutes. They'll give you a call. Actually, they'll run it through you. If you're kind of saying, well, I don't know how to do this because I'm always used to external stuff.
Yep.
They'll walk you through it. Supports Android, iOS, JavaScript. SDKs are in 7 languages, .NET,
Yeah, they do Python.
Java,
They do
Perl,
all kinds
Ruby,
of stuff, yeah.
clear documentation. It's probably the best way. And actually, they're a PayPal company, so it's not some fly-by-night garbage, Cayman Island corporation. Right. It's a legit company. But yeah, give them a look-see. If you go to braintreepayments.com/IT, your first $50,000 in transactions are fee-free. So yeah, check them out, braintreepayments.com/IT.
Oh, we'd blow through that in like a week.
Yeah, exactly. Selling IT and the D t-shirts.
And coffee cups.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, we appreciate the support.
No, that's awesome. So we do. We have a whole list of stories to get to, but I feel like I would be remiss if we didn't touch on the one that has an impact here on Detroit. So there's these wonderful people. One of them apparently is a Princeton MBA who decided that Detroit would be the perfect place to open up a storefront that sells $150 to $198 T-shirts.
What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Wow. In Detroit?
Because the idiot that opened up the storefront selling $70 T-shirts didn't catch enough shit. we want to open up a storefront that sells $150 to $198 T-shirts.
I think that's my mortgage every month.
It's a car payment for some people.
Jesus.
So that guy caught crap for the John, whatever his name was.
They're
They're like $70 shirts, but they're like made in the Philippines. So the markup, if you want to have it produced by an inmate in Detroit, is $120 a t-shirt.
Oh, that's the best part. Is it's done by inmates and former inmates, in the city of Detroit, and you too can have a.
You find like shanks hidden in the stitching, and,
right? Yeah, messages to the the rest of the gang out on the street.
There's a prize in
the
my
seam.
pocket.
Yeah.
But is it made from Egyptian cotton or something?
No,
it's 6 ounce cotton. We read the thing and we were laughing all day, going they. All the stuff they were like bragging about, it's like it's not 3.5 cotton, it's or ounces, it's 6.
Oh
right.
Wow!
And it's
Because
double
it's not
washed.
6-minute abs; it's 5.
Right. And the shirt has been double washed in baby's tears.
Oh, well, that was the best part. And the best part is so if it wears out, because $198 T-shirt, you should wear the ever living hell out of that. But when it wears out, you can
that's a wedding. So
Does it have a warranty?
No, you can bring it back to them, and for $30 they will dye it to a different
That's
color.
good for your
What color is
skin.
the shower?
It's
That's all?
white.
Oh, because
that's right. The white ones are $150. The indigo ones are $198.
Is it because if you have like bologna slices on your armpits and they'll dye it for you?
Right.
I actually might pay for it then.
You're gonna bring your normal T-shirts down to them to have them take care of that. Yeah.
I want to know if the inmates have made a commercial for this yet.
No, not that we've seen.
No, they're the tag like instead of inspected by 12, it's like
inspected by inmate 4321803.
Sewn by Rocco.
At least the inmates haven't broken out, right?
Yeah.
Like in New
Carefully
York.
hemmed by Snake.
Inspected by Shank D.
Brought to you by your psychopaths.
I wonder if they charge more for like shirts made by mass murderers. This one's the extra
the
edition.
level of crime is more money.
Now, see, if you could get it autographed
Manson.
by an inmate of some reputation, that might actually make it worth it.
yeah.
Then they're now great. Now
Can we get a
they have that
Kwame
idea,
one?
and it'll be $300 t-shirts.
That could Kwame.
Can we get a Kwame
Sure.
one?
I would pay $300 for that
Let's get a
one.
Kwame one.
I'd pay
The
$300 for that
Kwame
too.
set.
The K-shirt.
Scarves and-
The Kwame
K-Dog.
pajamas.
Oh my god! All right, so this is supposed to be an IT show. Can we talk about the
Let's talk about all the fun and excitement that came along with Windows
So
10.
I thought I was the only idiot that downloaded Windows 10 the day it came out.
You're not.
Apparently, 14 million people downloaded this wonderful monstrosity
And shared all of their porn with their spouses.
14 million brave
Shared
souls.
all of it. Wait,
That
what
was one of
did,
the great stories that came out.
Nice.
what did the
I
guy?
love
Hold on.
it.
What did that guy do again?
He installed Windows 10.
Well, so basically, I guess one of the screensavers looks through your pictures folder, and no matter how deep you've buried it in a folder
It's
that's
back?
a top level of pictures, it's going to find it and rotate it when it goes to sleep.
But like, don't.
Oops. Yeah, who keeps porn in their pictures folders?
You put it in a taxes folder like the rest of us.
Or the System 34 directory.
Not here. Don't look here. Don't never ever look here. Never ever ever look here. Yeah.
I had a roommate that kept it under Bible.
Even
Not
better.
even kidding.
I would never go in that folder.
It was Bible.
But so like I didn't set up the screensaver because I usually don't use screensavers. But like, what was? Did you download it, Dave? What was your?
No.
See, all right. I
No.
know you wait for the version.
I
1.0.
install version 1 of no Microsoft operating system on anything.
I was expecting the worst. I was expecting, I did it as an experiment for the show.
And I'm not going to lie, the
for,
fact that you're giving it rave reviews is not making me any more excited about it.
It was easy. It was Squarespace easy.
I don't like easy.
You know, it's
It
so
was-
easy because it's now allowing your computer to peer-to-peer update to other people. Did you see this?
Oh, that was...
There's like 20 minutes of turning shit off to make it work right. And basically, if you don't, you will see
Bob,
updates to your friends.
Remember on your phone all those photos that started syncing to Google Plus that you lost
Yeah.
your shit about?
Yeah.
All your neighbors have those now. Just so we're clear.
No, they don't.
No, they do.
And I saw another story about it.
No, because I know you. You went into no settings and looked at nothing. And
When are the privacy settings?
It's all open broadcast.
What
Are
is?
you sure?
What-
Windows 10.
Yeah, I know. Which part do I got to close?
All of it.
Too late.
Delete it.
Are we about to experience the fappening part 2?
Or worse.
Oh boy. I don't know. I know. Like when Dave found out, I knew damn well. Like I joked with him. Like there was pictures on my phone that shouldn't have been there, and
Well, no, they were okay to be on your phone.
they're okay to be on my phone. But then it said synced with Google Plus photos, and I'm like, and I know first thing Dave went is just trying to get into
Reddit,
like, Google
Photo
Plus
Plunder,
photos.
yeah.
exactly. Just look,
Google Plus, Archive, Raid, yeah.
like, baby, I'm really sorry.
Just doing the taxes.
So what's your link to your Google Plus?
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
Dave knows far more than he ever should.
You
Just
made-
accept it and move on.
You made front page of Gone Wild. Just be proud. But no. The thing with like Windows 10, it's like it wasn't. It was not that big of a deal. Like I don't. The only thing that like I heard that everyone is that's going ape shit bonkers is Solitaire went freemium.
Yes. Solitaire.
Well, hold on.
You gotta
Solitaire
be kidding me.
It has been
You have to
free
pay
since
for
the
that
beginning of time.
now?
For years, because everybody wanted an MCSE degree when like those of us in the industry were like, that's the Microsoft certified solitaire expert or must call someone else. Like that's what that meant. And now solitaire has gone freemium, which I don't even understand how that's possible.
I saw a comment from someone that they had logged like 14,000 games with like a 62% win rate, and when they uploaded 10, it wiped it clean. And that person was like, wanted to start a fire in Microsoft.
You just lost my high score.
Oh, exactly. Like my Minesweeper perfect game is That was
Wow.
the biggest bitch about the Solitaire. Was this one guy like went crazy bonkers?
If that's the worst thing that happens, you're doing okay with a
with
system
life.
upgrade. Yeah.
62% win percentage. I'm jealous.
So how much is Solitaire going to cost me if I want to play it?
It's like the rest of it. Like, they'll make it like you have to like. Oh, if you want like an extra Joker, it's going to be like $4. They're going to do it like the whole
bullshit.
like Clash of Clans thing. And they make you wait. I haven't dug into it yet. The only thing that pissed me off, I couldn't find Paint today. That pissed me off to no end because it's not under accessories. It's under Windows accessories.
You have to do the start run command window paint.
I didn't see it. It just made me angry, and then I'm like, Windows accessories, it's stupid.
Who uses Windows Paint anymore?
I always do. I
Bob,
love it.
I can
really?
show you. Yeah, Bob. So you have to understand. We get maybe 10 to 50 dumb questions every month.
That's all?
That boil down to,
Where's the event?
Where's your event this month? And so we take a screenshot of our site, open it up in Paint, draw a big arrow to the
red,
and then a big arrow to the right bar that says, "Here's the next event." This is where it is.
Then in mouse, I type right here in bad, in red, and then I email that instead of typing a response. It's gotten to that point
because the 30-second to type a response is not as gratifying as the 8 minutes to make the MS Paint mocking photo. That's just how it works.
But the beautiful thing is, it's kind of like when you do that with like Affleck guys showing up at your events, you suddenly stop getting emails sent to you asking when the event is. It's a beautiful process. I'm not gonna lie. If any customer, we had Comcast on last week, we should have told them if somebody calls and it's like asks a stupid question like my wife, it just send back like this condescending
like my wife,
paid, answer back, and then no one will stop calling.
Yeah, exactly. She's probably listening right now, going, "My wife, my
Sorry,
wife."
honey.
Right? But they're gonna stop and they're gonna actually Google the problem like most people do. Have you Googled it yet? No. Then why are you calling me?
Oh, that was. I still go back to when we were on the Internet Advisor show. God bless those guys. God love those guys.
Patience of a saint.
So we go on. We're on WJR and we're with these guys, and their target demographic apparently is like 50 to 60-year-old people who are still living in 1989 Czechoslovakia. That's the best I can come up with. And so we're sitting there and they're like, "Hey, we're going to take some calls." And so we take some calls. And this guy's like, "Well, my printer won't connect. My brother printer won't connect to the laptop, Windows, and we're
Windows
like,
ME.
Yeah, we're like, dude, printers are $50. Throw that printer away, buy a new one. That's your answer. And more to the point, have you hit Google and tried to search for
but those guys should win awards for being polite. Like
oh yeah, they're the polar opposite.
Oh my
of
God,
us.
they're so nice.
I was watching you guys. I think that was the hardest point of you guys sitting on the show was you were just like, "Let me Google that for you. Have you tried Google? Have you tried Google?" That was like I could see
and
in your eyes.
like the vein right here.
Yes. Have you Googled that yet? Huh? No.
That was like, yeah. And then at the end, I finally spilled it. I'm like, thank God I didn't answer because I would just said, throw that sumbitch out and buy a new one.
Yeah.
Have you tried turning it off and turning it back on again?
Right. Is it plugged in?
Right.
Is it turned on?
Yeah. But so and we actually have people in our group that have gone through this, and so I thought this was a very interesting study that came out where the University of Phoenix, which has the entire thing about accelerated degrees and do this and do that, and it's all online. Yeah, so I want to make sure I get this right. So University of Phoenix nationally has a 7.3% graduation rate.
Yes, I read this.
They have a 19% default rate on their loans. And in the Metro Detroit area, that graduation rate is lower and that default rate is higher.
Wow.
Do you know anyone that ever went there?
My ex-wife.
Actually, I do.
I do.
Really?
I do. One of my dear friends went there. She graduated, though.
I know nobody that went there.
One of my best friends got his MBA.
She graduated.
He got an
MBA from the University of Phoenix.
Sean Lombard.
does that count?
My friend did the same thing. She got an MBA from Phoenix.
What's the movie, The Internship, when they go to Google? It's like, it's the Harvard of the West. Well, who says that? Oh, we do.
Nobody.
Are people hiring people from
That's what I'm
University
saying.
of
Like,
Phoenix?
Not with a 7.3% graduation rate. They're not. Well, so apparently one of the big shticks was in this study was that the U.S. government, the military, basically told them, stop accepting our people into your programs because we know that all you're doing is basically trying to rake up.
Exactly.
Well, no, all you're trying to do is rack up the federal aid dollars, and you're not actually doing anything for them on through the course of these programs. Knock it off.
Yeah. Aren't they Walsh College expensive in terms of per credit hour?
Yeah,
$300-$400 a credit or some crap.
It's
I
crazy.
teach online or have taught online, and I taught for a school that was totally military students. I won't name the school, but that was their total MO. It was taking advantage, and the grammar and everything sucked. Absolutely. I mean, people should be embarrassed.
Well, the thing is, we work with Isn't New Horizons?
New Horizons.
With
Shifting
the VA,
gears. Pick your
You can get a CCNA for free, right? And then we read that University of Phoenix is doing the whole thing with the VA too, but they're charging them outlandish.
Yeah, $40 grand or something.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like you get free CCNA and you're coming out of with a $60,000 a year job straight out of the cert. You don't even need your BA.
These people are making $10 an hour or something.
Unbelievable.
There's so many great places online now, like University of the People now that can give you a degree for free.
Right.
Or I think the whole degree is 2 years and it costs $3,000.
But no, in all fairness, I know 2 successful women that went there, but they did it after the fact. They already had their jobs, but they went there for their secondary education.
So they had nothing.
It was after the fact, but
okay.
Well, I know. I just read like a University.
To be fair.
University of Wisconsin did like a sales cert.
I know. I'm being
Mercy is for the weak.
I'm the
we
only
do not
woman
train
in
to
this
be
room.
merciful
I'm
here.
going to be as partial as I can possibly be. 2 women that,
Well, my friend Sean actually is wildly successful with this MBA from University of Phoenix. But as a hiring manager previously, I'd see a resume that said University of Phoenix.
You just exclude it,
skip right by it.
We do the same thing.
We hire people
do
for
the
a
same
living,
thing.
totally.
It's
yeah.
instant disqualification.
I think for-profit colleges should be illegal, but it's probably a whole nother. Yeah.
Well, then
That
you
might
look
not
at
be
the
this
endowment of
podcast.
Harvard is bigger than most countries' GDP. Yeah, the whole system needs a.
And I saw today that textbooks have been up 1,700%. The cost of textbooks in the last 20 years.
Wow. Even high school now, kids have private high schools have to buy textbooks.
Should we just have this all on like a Kindle?
Yeah, seriously.
My daughter's going to go into 3rd grade this year. They do all their crap on iPads because, well, why wouldn't we have another generation completely screwed by apples for the kids? But
Exactly. You got to prepare them for the future.
No, I'm like I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm still obviously clearly a little bitter about that. Where like the apples for the kids came out like when I was in like maybe 8th grade, and so the Apple IIe's everywhere, and you learn how to program, and life's good. And then you get out of high school, and people are like, "What's an Apple?" Like the business world has no idea what that is. Nah. And so why not have another entire generation hosed? Why not?
Sure,
absolutely,
do it.
So on the other. So speaking of privacy and all that fun stuff. So I know I had a lot of friends that were posting about this, and I had to kind of talk them down off the ledge because it's not as cool as they think it was.
Did somebody else get hacked?
No.
Oh,
So Facebook got basically backhanded by the EU and said, no, you will allow fake names and pseudonyms and all that kind of stuff. Which fine, but then people in the U.S. were like, "Oh, this is awesome! This is phenomenal." I'm like, no, that's just Germany. Like that's Facebook in Germany. I assure you, that has no bearing on the United States whatsoever. It doesn't matter. Like it's like they're still cracking down here. They will still continue to crack down here.
I have a friend. Her Facebook name was Incognito. They basically came after her and said, "Can you send me an ID that shows that that's your name?"
What?
And
Seriously?
she said, "No, that I will not send you an ID." And they closed her account.
Wow.
This is legit. They
Because
actually want
Photoshop was too hard.
Well, they wanted
because I mean, like how hard is it to make?
So she created another account with the same name, and it's all good, probably for the next couple of years. But still, I think the
They'll
fact is
find
I
her.
have to send a copy of my ID to a social network to validate my name is just
No.
Yeah.
That's
freaking ridiculous.
It's just so you can go in the comment section of Free Press articles and trash on whatever politics you hate.
Right.
That's the whole point of having those crap accounts anyway. It's
Or
never.
I don't want to be found by the people I went to high school with. That's also something too, right? So
That's my husband. He's always afraid someone's going to find him.
So
Those someone's.
find you.
Those
Does
someone's.
his background concern you at all?
I'm not the one concerned. Clearly, he's the one that's
parole
concerned.
officer is going to find him.
So, Dave, before we go to break, I just want to come to the realization that I do not want to live on this planet anymore.
We'll let you go. You can go.
There was
No.
No, he can go.
First, it started with like
it was christianmingle.com.
right,
Farmers only.
Then it was
FarmersOnly.com.
the lumber sexuals.
black people meet.
Then because God forbid you start up white people meet and get filleted. So blackpeoplemeet.com is a thing.
It's hit the all-time worst thing I've ever heard in my life.
I'm not going to lie. When you hit me with this,
It's a real site.
My jaw dropped, and I had to go dig to make sure it wasn't like an Onion established website.
No.
So go.
Ready for this?
All right.
If you're dating and you want to find someone with the same dietary restrictions as you,
Stop
you
it.
can meet your future husband and wife at glutenfreesingles.com.
Stop it.
You gotta be kidding
Stop.
me.
Oh no!
Is there
Because
a vegetarians meet?
I'd be okay with that.
He's a vegetarian.
Oh no! So like he posted that story, and I'm like, no, Bob. Here's immediately because I'm getting ready to be a godfather. Because why wouldn't I want to be a godfather? I've waited my entire life to be a godfather. So I had to go to Godfather class this weekend. That's not what they call it, but that's why I call it. You have to take a class to be a godparent.
Can you do the accent?
Make him an offer you can't refuse.
That's pretty good.
I've waited
do something else.
my entire life. I've waited. You have no idea. So I'm like, and I'm like he posts this, and I can't I can't jump up and down in the middle of this class like, but I'm shooting. I'm like, okay, Bob, go register. Meet, MEAT for meet, MEET.com. Go register meetandmingle.com. Go anything with meat in it, go do.
Meat.singles is now owned by the ITND show.
We now own Meat.
We should make our own one of these sites.
One of the worst things I ever saw in my life was was a new vegan restaurant popped up. Or no, I'm sorry, new barbecue place opened up in Detroit somewhere, and the first comment was from some girl that goes, "Will there be vegan options available?" And I'm like, "Yeah," because when I go to vegan restaurants, I ask, "Will there be pulled pork options for me?" And it's like, but where are you at your dating life where you're like, I just can't date anyone that eats gluten? It's just.
Secondhand gluten is a big thing.
I recently ran into this girl who was homeless and hungry, and I had offered her. I offered her some of my food, and she asked me if it was gluten free. I'm like, "You're homeless,
right? Really?
I swear to God.
You know where you don't hear about gluten allergies?
Where?
Ethiopia. There's not a single case of celiac disease.
We now here
anywhere in Ethiopia
America have gluten free homeless people. I want you to come to that realization. I'm not even kidding. I'm nice enough. I went out to Kroger's and I bought her gluten-free pasta, but that was it.
God.
But then she was like, I don't have a microwave.
To cook in the pot that she keeps in her back pocket.
I'm not even kidding.
I'm going to jump off the roof.
Gluten-free
homeless people.
Oh, kiss my ass. I don't even have enough time to go into that one.
We're going to a break.
We are.
We'll be back with Rochelle and Clint from the Darton Group. This is the IT and the D Show, and we'll be right back.
This show is broadcasting live from Detroit Sound Studios above Activate Gaming, and is part of the Podcast Detroit Network. Visit www.podcastdetroit.com for more information. This show is broadcasting live from Detroit Sound Studios above Activate Gaming, and is part of the Podcast Detroit Network. Visit www.podcastdetroit.com for more information.
Hey guys, it's Time Hawk, Bruce Leroy from The Last Dragon. You're listening to the IT&D Show.
Online Tech is the Midwest leader in secure, compliant, enterprise cloud and colocation hosting services. The company's network of 5 data centers protect mission-critical applications to ensure they are always available, secure, and comply with government and industry regulations. Backed by independent HIPAA, PCI, SOC 2, and Safe Harbor audits, Online Tech delivers exceptional experiences for companies in need of a strategic hosting partner. For more information, call 877-740-5028. Email contact us at onlinetech.com or visit www.onlinetech.com.
Drums, please.
This is a previously recorded episode of the IT and the D Show.
Welcome back. This is segment 2, the August 3rd edition of the IT and the D Show, episode 103. We're sitting here in the Detroit Sound Studios in above Activate Gaming in beautiful Ferndale,
You forgot
Michigan.
where we were, didn't you?
I totally did.
Sounded like he did. He paused a long time there.
At least I didn't say the other one when I did not too long ago.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
This is Bob. This is Dave the Geek. We're here with Bob the Sales Guy. When I mess up, I'm Dave the Geek.
And with NFJ.
And who are you?
And we're here with Nuri, the BOM. Find us online, itandthd.com. Give us a like on the Facebook /itandthd. Follow us on the Twitters. And if you have the Googles, we have an app in the App Store, IT and the D, no spaces, and it's a giant play button. And I think that, did you say they're coming out with a new one?
I did. Version 2 is actually getting ready to be in beta later this week. And it's
Who's beta?
Sweet. He's after alpha.
Oh.
It's actually kind of cool. It's got the social media integration. It's got the you can share directly from the app out to the Facebooks and the
for
Twitters.
the people with the apples.
Even for the Apple's people, and you can call because the phone number is there and ready to go, and so you'll be able to call in from a button in the app and just all kinds of fun happy hoo-ha.
And like last time when people would call in and say, "How do you listen to the show?"
It'll be those people and Joel 8 beers in from New Hampshire, calling to talk to me about whatever's going on with the reunion in a couple months.
Beautiful.
Which, by the way, you're supposed to come to the reunion with me in October. I just found out.
In New Hampshire?
Yes.
Kiss my ass.
No, you're coming to New Hampshire with me. You absolutely are.
I mean, only if I'm your date. They're really gonna, they already think we're married for
That's
crying
Vermont.
out loud.
No, Vermont, that's allowed, not New Hampshire.
So speaking of out of town, we have a couple awesome guests that came. They flew here all the way from North Carolina.
They came from down south
just to be on
and
this
not
show.
Wyandotte.
No, just to be
just for this show. We're here.
Just to be on the show. They said, "Can we fly out and just to be on the
Just
podcast?"
for
We're
the show.
Absolutely. But we have Rochelle here and Clint. They are with the Darton group with a D.
With a D, not a B.
Out of Charlotte, North Carolina, home of the Nature Boy Ric Flair. We appreciate you guys
Of
coming
all
out.
the people you could reference.
Ric Flair. What about Jimmy Johnson? Or
No, never
Cam
heard of him.
Newton.
Which one, NASCAR or football?
He doesn't know.
Oh.
He doesn't know
NASCAR.
sports.
I don't know football.
Wrong,
I don't know
wrong
the
person to ask that
sandwiches.
question
NASCAR.
to.
I don't know the NASCAR.
Well, at some point in time, like another beer in, maybe like by the next break, we'll tell you how we possibly run a professional wrestling circuit.
I want to
nice.
hear
That's the
that.
Ric Flair.
I
Street
actually want
wrestling.
to hear that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Underground wrestling.
No.
Awesome, right?
No, real. No,
okay.
like wake up Sunday morning, watch it. Yeah, we know it. Yeah,
We need
long
to hear.
story.
We
well,
definitely
can't wait.
need to
Next
hear
break.
that.
All right.
That's great. Perfect.
So what is the Darton Group and why the hell are you in Detroit?
Yeah, so thanks again for having us. We're thrilled to be here, and we're here
He's
because
being all
of
professional.
Jana, who's on our team. She's one of our teammates, and she did an awesome job setting all this up for us. So the Darton Group is a consulting firm. We're based in Charlotte, and we're here in Detroit because of a client of ours that is in Charlotte and Detroit, so they brought us out here. So why we're here recruiting people and looking to add people to our team. And what's really fun is that we're a network-driven firm. So we don't post jobs online. We never post a job on CareerBuilder or anything like that, but everything that we do is through our network. And,
And speaking of Jana, she actually just shot a note that she's listening and she
hey,
loves
Jana.
it so
Hey,
far.
Jana. We love you, Jana.
And I give her all the credit in the world. There was not an ounce of bitterness in her email
No.
when she shot me a note
She's
that
a
said
good
she wouldn't
Southern
be
girl.
here.
Yep.
She's a good
Oh.
Southern girl.
I like those.
Ooh.
I grew up in Virginia.
From
I like those.
Gastonia.
So again, I got to dive a little deeper.
Yeah.
Consulting, that's a very vague term. Let's go
It
one rung
is.
down.
Sure. So
Go
we,
in it.
Yep. So we do
Hit
finance,
it.
accounting, and project management work. All of our employees are W-2 employees of our firm. So we're a business-focused firm. So our employees typically have a nice blend of technology and business. They are not super uberly techie people. They're representing the business, but always kind of with a technology twist. So an example, we might be working for a bank in town, let's say, or a financial services institution that's implementing a new ERP system or an ERP, or they're doing excuse me, had pizza, or they're doing a
Good restaurant.
some governance, risk, compliance type of work. So we always kind of play in that regulatory realm.
So
But I think
basically,
I think what's important is we don't just do financial services.
Yeah, many industries.
This city is rich with manufacturing, financial
Absolutely.
services. I mean, Detroit has so many things.
It's a lot more varied than people think it is.
It is, and we're learning that people here think that it's all financial services centric. It's not, and we're seeing that, and we're learning that as we go.
So would you kind of say you ride the space between like a PwC and an Accenture?
Yeah,
or?
so if I had to,
100%.
if I had to think of it in the world of
Nice job.
yeah,
Thank you.
PwC and the Accenture more strategic. We're a
Nuri
little
gets a
bit
gold
more,
star for the night.
Oh, thanks.
I like that.
my fridge.
Except when he filled Clint's beer, he did not fill my beer. I
Well,
thought
you
that
had
was
beer
very,
left in your cup.
Well, there was very little left.
Well, let me take care of that.
Dave will get it.
Oh no, he's going to get my beer. I love it.
Oh, look at that.
Part of my job here.
She
being
likes
the
to be
bowl of milk.
taken care of. Waited on.
I'm from the Queen City. I'm the Queen.
And she is quite a queen.
So what's
Me
That
or
also
you?
means something different
And
here in Detroit.
I might be once in a while.
No, they did have dinner at
Depends on what night it is.
They did have dinner at Como's.
Bless somebody.
We thought that was a good restaurant.
It
Clearly
is.
It
but
wasn't a good
Queen
restaurant.
definitely means something different at Como's.
Oh, okay. We know that now. No wonder you wanted to go there.
There you go.
That was no pick.
It works.
So, I mean, in terms of the challenges of entering a new market, you're dealing against companies that have been here for 10 years doing this business with the same companies. I mean, what's some of the obstacles or hurdles you're finding out coming into a new city?
I love having a challenge. I think what we are challenged with is that people and I love this city. For one, I love Detroit.
Why?
Why? Because it's rich with culture and history, and people here are genuine, and they're whether you are white collar, blue collar, the work ethic here is intense.
It's nice to hear somebody say
It's
that's
intense.
not from Detroit.
I fully believe that, and I have been educating Clint on this city. I've been coming here for 5 years
Right.
now for a client that we have here, and it's You feel it when you come here. You know that people truly appreciate the city. Regardless of what you see from the outskirts, people are truly rich.
No matter what CNN is reporting this week.
You know what?
Breaking news, Bob.
Who gives a shit about that? Like today, the power outage at the RenCen, everybody's doing this, like drama. You know what? Did it suck? Yeah. But
did we survive? Yeah.
We survived. Yeah. It wasn't a huge deal.
It's like the Louis C.K. thing. It made me sit on a tarmac for 20 extra minutes.
Exactly. I mean, today, yeah.
Renaissance Marriott, Yelp, 1 star.
Didn't
Lost power. Couldn't get beer.
Our whole thing was we wanted a drink, and we're like, okay, where are we going to go? Where are we going to go?
Margarita? And that's why I told him back at 5 o'clock. I was like, he was like, well, there's no power here. We can't get food. We can't get drinks. I'm like, dude, we've got air conditioning, beer, and booze. What
more do you want?
Well, so that's why at 7:30 I started calling because I hadn't heard yet.
Are you alive?
I'm like, just making sure y'all didn't get lost
or sidetracked in Detroit.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, the city is rich with people, and I love that part. Like you always want people that are going to work hard, earn their money, and do good things, and that's what our company was built on.
And that's why dinner tonight we wanted to go to a local joint, talk to local people.
But clearly that was not a good decision.
Well, okay, bad decision.
Oh no, Como's is awesome.
Yeah,
the food was great.
Yeah.
Why are you bagging on us then?
No, I didn't. I wasn't back. I was just pointing out that Queen means something different at Como's.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Probably not appropriate for the radio.
It's not like our listening audience doesn't know what that means. We're good.
But I'm from Charlotte, so I may not know.
Right.
Anyway, Charlotte's the Queen City.
Yeah.
So I think we drove. So when you phoned us, we could not get our car from the Ren Center to come here, so we took an Uber. We took our Uber driver to dinner, and that's what sidetracked.
Hospitality.
His name was Calvin. He was awesome.
55, retired.
John,
GM.
is he working off season?
31 years with Chrysler. 31 years. He retired last Friday.
Yep.
Last Friday.
And he's driving an Uber today.
What's today?
Monday.
Monday.
Yeah.
Okay. So last Friday was his last day at Chrysler. 31 years. Today was his first day as an Uber driver. And he's living.
So you've kind of set the bar high then.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the rest of his rides are completely screwed.
I'm done. They're done.
Now his expectation is, what were you guys taking me for dinner?
Sorry, Calvin, you're not taking me to dinner.
He's going to be texting all of his friends. So we had a great time. That's why we were late getting here.
Awesome.
We just had so much fun. People were awesome. But when you come back to Detroit, this city is rich with people. I love that.
There's a ton of stories out, and they're calling it like the next Silicon Valley. There's a huge IT wave. You think that's BS, or are you seeing like? Cause, people ask, is it really that much IT talent in Detroit? And I tell them, like, GE just hired 1,700.
No.
GM just hired like 4,000 or 5,000.
Yeah.
Right.
It's very IT rich, but are you seeing it?
We are seeing, but what I would do is keep that quiet. I think that from the Detroit perspective is that there's so much talent here. People here need to believe that there's jobs.
Right. That's kind of our overarching theme as we're interviewing and meeting people. They don't believe in themselves or the city. And that's
our problem is people leave, right? Everyone's going to Austin. Everyone's going to Chicago. Everyone's going to Silicon Valley.
There's been a slash and burn. So you look at the big three that got rid of their IT departments. You look at a lot of big companies that got rid of their IT departments.
Right.
And so there is,
Sure.
and this one of the things I was talking to Jana about is, there's that mental inertia of just an inherent fear and distrust of those companies now. Where good, I get it. They're downtown, and they say they're doing good stuff and that they're hiring people, but
are they really?
For realsies?
Yeah. Well, and I can tell you for realsies, and I'm going to go back to a comment that you made earlier tonight, and this is a perspective of this industry.
Like during the show, right?
Because pre-show not pre-show. Count. That's totally on. I would never dream of repeating all that. But the point is that when you said there's 150 recruiters, well, you have to understand about what Darton Group is exclusively about is the person.
Right.
And so the person is what makes us tick. One person at a time. So when recruiters say, I have jobs, I have this, you have to understand what makes people tick. What do they want to do? What's their important thing? When you say Silicon Valley, that scares me. And only from the perspective of Detroit is up in it was in its moment of greatness, right? The city was the city. Now it's reviving. It's coming back. And all the great things about Detroit are still here going to be today, tomorrow, and the next day. Silicon Valley came and Silicon Valley went. And
absolutely.
Anybody can argue that point.
Well, no, and that's us 101.
Can't we just be us and not be someone else? Everyone's
that's my whole point. When I say forget that.
Yeah, they're calling us the next Brooklyn.
I'm calling the BS.
I don't want to be the next whatever. I want to be us.
Yeah. You want to be Detroit.
Well, IT and the D at its core. We started a networking group in 2001 for IT folks in the area.
Yep.
candidly, because we hated every other networking group out there because it was cover charges and sales pitches and all this kind of nonsense.
Yeah,
and that's the same shtick that we preach to people. That look, if you show up at our, dude, it breaks my heart when someone shows up at our event for the very first time. The day they lost their job.
Yep.
Or the day they absolutely, because you're already 30, 60, 90 days too late.
Your next job should be a phone call away.
Because, well, if that's you, like if you're showing up at a networking event for the first time, you are no different to a recruiter than the person who shows up on your cell phone trying to sell you Windows.
Absolutely.
You're a cold call.
100%.
They don't know you.
100%.
They know nothing about you.
Yep.
It doesn't matter.
Yep.
And that's the part that kills me is people don't get that. So it's actually good. Like I'm not going to lie, that conversation that I had with Janitor for like an hour on the phone is why you guys are here.
For sure.
I mean, that is what you guys seem to be about.
For sure.
So
I met her in 2008, started working with her in 2013. All that time, we got to know each other. She figured out I'm somewhat of a tool bag, but not a total tool bag. Right? And it works. So
we can relate.
Yeah.
No doubt. Make it a apartment-sized toolbox.
But the point is that everybody has everything. Silicon Valley, God love them, but you know what? Detroit can be Detroit. It's authentic. It's rich. It's pure. Keep it that way.
I mean, you're seeing stuff like the guitar player from Limp Bizkit bought a house downtown. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing in Detroit. You can get a mansion that you would be comfortable having the president of the United States at for $400,000.
Right.
The Fisher Mansion
Uber
sold
driver
for
was telling us that tonight.
Fisher Mansion sold for what? $600,000, $650,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Uber driver said he bought like 5 houses for $5,000 each or something and rents them. And we're like, in Charlotte, that's right. In the rest of the country,
you would not have that.
Honestly, I mean, that's some of, and this is part of the conversation I had as well. Is that's kind of the challenge. Is Charlotte 10 years ago?
Yeah,
not where it is today.
Totally.
And that's the challenge with Detroit is Detroit had its heyday. World War II, the arsenal of democracy and all that stuff. And then like in the mid to late 70s, things started going sideways. So it wasn't great, and it's, in the 70s, it wasn't turning around. In the 80s, it didn't turn around. The 90s, it didn't turn around. The 2000s. And so
the
like
2000s probably it got worse. The 2000s it probably got worse.
It absolutely did. And so like now you're looking, it's like, mother of God, like you look at Charlotte, Pittsburgh, and all the other cities that have like completely 180 themselves in a 10-year period. That's part of the struggle is, God damn it, look at what can happen if you just do.
Yep. But the people of Detroit have to believe it can happen, though. And that's what, like, we have people that will interview with us today.
I had 6 interviews today, and probably half of them don't believe in themselves. You could tell it was evident.
The confidence is gone. They don't believe that they can make a good salary, that they can have a good company, and keep their employment.
It's people that have been kicked over and over again.
And I agree.
We have employees in Detroit that we pay very well.
They've been with us forever.
Phenomenal benefits to our employees. We pay them an excellent rate. They get paid overtime. We make people a good living in this town.
Well, it's no different than dating. We say it all the time. You guys can use it if you want. But it's, again, if you're like meeting someone at the bar for the first time and they're like, yeah, I'm okay. I don't really feel.
Right. I've been divorced 10 times.
I don't. You got the two extremes that go on. It's either like, I'm just kind of looking for somebody that I can, hang out with, or oh my God, I just need to get laid.
Right.
That is an opening.
I need a job.
Either one of those opening lines not going to do very
well. That works on me. It does every time.
If people meet me, the first thing out of their mouth is, I need a job. I need a paycheck. I'm hurting for money. Sorry.
Dude, that's not us. And we've had...
Bye, Felicia.
We've had so many blogs on our site about, the answer to the question, why do you want to come work for us, is not because I need a job.
Yeah.
Because if that's your answer, you clearly haven't done any homework, any research, any investigation.
Right.
Why would they hire you?
Well,
why?
That was when I went to Cisco. He said, "Why the hell do you want to work for Cisco?" First question out of his mouth.
Yeah.
I said, "I'm in IT sales." I go, "Imagine I'm a kid and I want to play baseball. I'm in the major leagues now. I want to play for the Yankees. I don't give a shit."
And how'd the manager react to that, by the way?
He's a Boston Red Sox fan. No, but here's the thing. He chews me out for being a Red Sox fan, and I said, "Listen," I go, I'm sure you can appreciate the analogy. So I didn't back down and go, I like the Sox too.
Hey, Carl Yastrzemski.
Wait, John Lester, is he still on the team? No, but you own it. That's the one thing I always preach to my kids and anyone I ever talk to. If you own it and look me in the eyes and are cool about it, You don't have to worry about that whole, so that breaks my heart when you talk about people not having confidence in this town, because I think,
that breaks my heart too. And that's why, we went on a little adventure last night because I want him to understand the city. Like all the times that I've been here, this was a once robust, vibrant city.
Yeah,
and it can be that again. And y'all know this sitting around this room.
Yeah.
It can be that, but people have to believe that.
And that's why we're here. We believe it. We want to be part of it.
Yeah, we would not invest in this marketplace if we didn't think it was smart. And most importantly, the talent is here.
Oh, and
we do not need to go recruit talent to come to Detroit. It's here. It's right in front of us.
Well, if you look at that, I mean, even like I work for Cisco, right? And even when I was at HP, we'd always, sales guys get together and talk about salary. I'm talking to the guy in New York, Boston, Chicago, Silicon Valley, right? My money here makes me like a king compared to them money.
Oh, absolutely. But you know what's most important about that is you don't even have to sacrifice salary here. You can make the same salary.
That's what I mean. No, because they are. It's the same salary across the board.
I get about 2.5x purchasing power. They don't realize that.
They don't.
That Detroit crap hole. I'm like, are you nuts?
That was the biggest kick in my pants when I went to work for Google. Is they're like, oh, we're going to give you this salary, and it was about what I was making here. Except my purchasing power was like a 4.
Right. Yeah, and it sounds great until you get out there and start looking for
you're in California and you're trying
looking
to afford that lifestyle. Yeah,
which doesn't work.
We're gonna Rochelle Clint. How do we get a hold of her? How do we find out more about what the Darton Group's doing? How do we find you online?
Well, you cannot post for jobs online. We are find you only.
Okay,
so that's what makes us kind of cool.
Yep.
We'll find you.
The password is Fidelia.
You can read more on dartongroup.com.
Don't give her shit out. What are you doing? Did Janet tell you all of her shit? No, we'll find you. Or seriously, and I know that sounds funny, but we'll find you.
Our September 17th event, you guys need
will
to be there.
We will be here. We will absolutely be
17th.
here. I promise. I love what you guys do. I love what you do for the community. I love what you do for everybody around you. We were talking to some of our clients. They're like, "Oh my God, I love IT in the D."
Literally, yeah. And let's
swear, literally,
shocking. Still shocking.
Rochelle and I were
now here's had they met you, they may not say that.
So Jana kind of planned all this, and at lunch we got this big plug for you all, and Rochelle and I kind of looked at each other and we're like, oh shit, what did we get ourselves into for tonight? Like, we didn't know what to expect, and then she was filling us in, and we're like, these guys are for real, aren't they? What are we getting ourselves into?
Our clients are like raving about you guys. I'm like, well, no, I'm just kidding. In all sincerity, you guys are doing an awesome job.
But dartongroup.com. You can learn more about us. We're on Facebook and Twitter as well.
With a D, not a B.
Because I'm an asshole.
Because you're an asshole. How many times can we chastise you for that, though?
You're allowed to all night long.
How many listeners do you have on your podcast?
Too many.
3 million.
No, how many?
See, I've got it right. No, I got it wrong on the website. I got it right on the podcast.
But we're live right now. How many?
We are. So about 1,000 to 1,500 are listening right now.
Live, but what will it broadcast to?
About 250-odd thousand, yes.
Okay, so don't mess up my name, dude.
Rochelle.
We're going to fight.
Rochelle.
Not Rochelle.
Now spell it.
Rochelle?
No, not my name, the company name.
Oh, no. It's why are you messing? Clint, I'll mess with your name all night long.
Right.
I can have a lot of fun with Clint.
I've had fun over the years. This isn't the first time I've heard that, Dave.
All right, we're going to a break. This is the IT and the D Show. We're going to be back with the Rack Show guys.
You guys are awesome.
We will see you in a minute. Thanks for hanging out with us, Darton Group, and we'll be right back.
This show is broadcasting live from Detroit Sound Studios above Activate Gaming and is part of the Podcast Detroit Network. Visit www.podcastdetroit.com for more information. This show is broadcasting live from Detroit Sound Studios above Activate Gaming and is part of the Podcast Detroit Network. Visit www.podcastdetroit.com for more information.
Hi, I'm Brittany Daniel from The Game, and you're listening to IT and the D Show.
If you're a reseller of IT solutions, the original equipment manufacturer should not be your strongest competitor. At Quantum, we understand the true meaning of partnership. We work with our channel to deliver industry-leading solutions together, all the time, not just when it's convenient for us. Heck, we don't even have a direct sales force. Quantum is looking for a few good partners. Call 586-745-4DXI to get started. That's 586-745-4394.
This is a previously recorded episode of the IT and the D Show.
Welcome back. Segment 3, episode 103. This is the IT and the D Show, often imitated, never duplicated. This is Bob the Sales Guy here with Dave the Geek, Nuri the FNG. We're hanging out in the Detroit Sound Studios above Activate Gaming in beautiful Ferndale, Michigan. Find us online, itandthed.com. Get us on the Twitters and the Facebooks and all that good stuff there. And fun conversation with the Darton Group folks. And we have awesome guests for segment 3. We actually have Lucas and Corey here from
so nice.
the Rack Show.
They're not that awesome.
It's not what you think.
They're more than awesome.
It's not what you think with the Rack Show. It's actually what it was.
Wait, are they here under false pretenses?
Yeah, exactly.
Are we about to get trolled?
You guys just said they sucked 5 minutes ago.
when we were doing our name, we thought, geek culture comes off the rack. You got video games and comic books and whatnot.
Our tagline is we take geek culture off the shelf and show it to you.
Yeah,
but we hardly ever say that tagline.
That was the Rack Show. I guess we didn't keep thinking about it because we just put it up, bought the .com, and then it was like, oh yeah, boo.
Well, that's what we said.
Because we all believe that nerds didn't think about racks.
But hey, we get a lot of
we all totally.
We get a lot of traffic.
He's
to our
getting some
website.
action. He's got.
So we said during the break they're going to have the boner show about mistakes, about goofy.
Yeah, just be the verbal miscues. That's all.
We're a bunch of osteopaths sitting around and talking about it.
So talk to us about, I guess, where you guys got. Obviously,
Wait, before we dive in with
Hold
that,
on. We're going to finish with a big bang.
Okay, we'll wait.
After the Rack Show discussion. Rack Show boners and a big bang.
No, I got to give two shout outs.
Okay.
Because we are here from our family. So, first shout out to Brooklyn Dye, my daughter's best friend, who moved from Charlotte to Seattle. Talk about moving across the country and change.
Wow, that's a culture
It's a
shift
big
right
change
there.
right
for
there.
sure.
Also a good
and
move.
then Paige, Peyton, Eric, Jeanette, Bella, Jacob, and all my fam at home, Emily, and everybody that's watching us, listening to us, not watching, because if you were watching, you would be horrified. And you would seriously be horrified. And then, I don't want to forget anybody, but my fam.
So thanks to the fam. We couldn't do this without you, of course, and Justin as well. Can't forget about him. And final, Jana helped us organize an awesome networking event.
Smith.
So
Big
Jana
Smith.
is awesome on our team. So tomorrow night at the Renaissance Center Marriott Hotel, the
Assuming
Vault.
they have power.
Power and water.
If there's power.
Water's optional. Don't come thirsty or have to go to the bathroom.
You're screwed.
Come hungry
otherwise.
for jobs.
But if there is power and you're hungry for a job, come talk to us. We will be there from 4 to 6, so grab a quick drink and get to meet Rochelle and I, and we can chat a little
So,
bit more.
where in the Ren Center? It's kind
At
of a big
Vault.
place.
Yep.
At Vault.
Okay.
Yep.
Vault, which
Vault.
is at the Marriott Hotel.
But listen to this. Oh, serious people only. People with confidence. People that really want to do good things, good work, good people.
A-level talent. Yep.
A-level talent. Bring yourself over there.
Very cool.
All right.
Well, and then
Thank you guys.
get your asses back out here for
September
September 17th.
We'll be here on
and
September.
bring Jana with you, because I feel bad that she
We will
wasn't
bring Jana
here.
with us. Don't feel bad. Oh, God, you'd have a blast with her. She's a freaking rip.
We talked for like an hour on the phone. I
know.
gathered.
She can do that, though. You're not that
amazing.
special. She can do that.
I'm a geek.
I'm
I've
giving
dealt
with
with
my
recruiters
commitment
before.
right now.
I'm
right
past the
now that we
special
will be
thing.
here. We will absolutely be here. So you guys are going to be disappointed, but we're going to turn it over to the vegetarian and the other dude. Go ahead.
I'm definitely not a vegetarian.
You got one vegetarian who's like 150 pounds.
This
You got the
vegetarian,
300-pound Filipino.
no, this vegetarian is like 105.
The vegetarian.
He's like littler than my
might eat the
kids.
vegetarian.
You got to balance it out very well.
Let's be clear which one's a vegetarian here.
For the record, the vegetarian's name is Bacon. That's my
Okay.
nickname.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. He's a vegetarian named Bacon.
And the funny story was he was so pissed when we gave him that name originally when he started coming around.
I can't imagine why.
He was annoyed. But we're like, we're not. It's
You
a
like
nickname,
making
man.
cookies?
It's
Is that
stuck.
what? Bacon?
Bacon? Oh, yeah.
Bacon.
Not K-I-N apostrophe. Yeah.
Sorry.
But yeah,
That was
no,
a
we're the
joke I
Rack
would
Show. We do geek culture and we take it off the rack. And
Oh, we did. We ran into you guys at Midwest Media Expo.
Yeah, and we were
And also
degenerates all together with a
down
bunch
at the
of other
Ren Cen.
podcasts.
And it was a blast. We had a great time, and it's good to have you guys back on. So
Those
I
are
mean,
some of my
thank
favorite
you.
episodes when you guys were on there. It was
Well,
pretty cool.
and you guys are more like video centric as opposed
We
to
went video centric this year. The last 2 years we were a podcast. The idea was that me and Conrad is not here. He is a radio DJ up in
because like
Fort Huron.
we've decided we accept our we have faces for radio.
Yeah,
we
you do.
we accept our limitations.
Absolutely.
True story.
Thanks.
I mean, I'm sitting across the street, the table from
Street table, whatever.
You guys are doing the good thing.
Yeah, we are. We're doing a service to humanity by staying. Because people keep like, hey, why don't you do video? Because we don't deserve to.
No, you guys are great.
Well, I remember when I met you guys at Midwest, you guys are like, yeah, this is my producer and this is my this and that. And I go to Dave, I go, they have producers?
Yeah, we have a whole
They have
crew.
engineers? We're just two idiots doing
But
a
in
show.
all fairness, you guys don't look that sophisticated, but you really are.
No, hardly.
No, seriously. Like you guys.
no,
No, really.
See, we're the opposite.
You're not
We
really
look
sure what you're getting into until you come in here.
It works.
Yeah, no, there's about 10 of us that travel together. We have 2 interns and then a couple editors and a camera person, or a couple camera people.
They have interns.
Yep.
Yeah.
We have editors.
We don't have interns.
We have all these things.
Maybe an intern, Dave.
We have an internship. Kids
Yeah.
get college credit for.
And they usually approach us for it, and it's pretty cool. We
Are they
teach them-
kids from University of Phoenix?
No. They're
just check.
internships out of high school, so they get
That was for you.
they get some kind of credit or whatever. I usually talk to their counselors.
just
and
checking my
Topical and
business.
referential. Good for you.
So what type of? I mean, so you're making the move to video.
Yeah, we moved the video to this year in March.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's been cool. It's a new medium to get used to. My background's in film, so I thought it'd be easy. It's not as easy as it looks at first.
Well, no. So like that's our whole thing. Like, so we've got so like the advertisers we deal with, they're like, oh, you guys should do video, and we're like, we don't do video, but they're like, bag of money, video, like, but we don't
We'll
do video.
take that bag
They're
of
like
money.
bag of money, but no, but so like and like we can't like I barely understand why people sit and listen to us like in their cars or on their bikes for 2 hours or an hour and a half, whatever it winds up being. I can't imagine. I can't fathom people wanting to like fire up a browser and open up YouTube and watch us for 2 hours.
So
it's not that cool.
It's the idea is that we had to
like unless like the camera's on Katie for like an hour and a half.
we had to redo
I'd
our
subscribe.
format.
I would
We had to
subscribe.
reinvent ourselves. We realized after the first few episodes that we had to reinvent ourselves, and we went with a lot of more visuals. We got rid of like the table, and we started going out to locations.
Yeah, we moved to a lot
it
more
was a lot more
locations lately.
difficult, and that's why it takes so many more people to put on this show. It's a lot of work. We found out.
Did you find that like people followed you? I mean, you had a pretty good base as a podcast, right? Did people follow you to video, or did you lose
some people
subscribers,
followed us.
or-
So what happened was our older crowd in age did not as much. They stayed with our podcast, which we still try to put out. But our younger crowd did. We started to gain a large high school crowd. And what we realized is that our target audience is high school, so we had to clean up our act a little bit.
So you guys gonna pull in like Jared from Subway?
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly what we're going to do.
Too soon?
No, appropriately soon.
But we just realized in the YouTube world, the currency is time. You're just trying to get people's time so you get their money. That's how it works there.
Right.
So the people with the most amount of time are kids. Because they just sit and watch like Minecraft videos all day long.
Don't get it?
Like,
Oh my god! If we had $1 for, we've had this conversation. So, like, I don't understand the kids watching the people playing the video games instead of just playing the video games. I
Don't get
don't.
it.
It makes my head hurt. I swear to God.
People.
I have a 5-year-old nephew that's really big into Minecraft, and he calls YouTube his shows. He watches his shows, which are these Minecraft shows of people playing Minecraft. He has Minecraft. He has Minecraft on his computer. He has Minecraft on his Xbox, but he would rather watch the shows.
My kid talks about YouTubers as if it was like Burt Reynolds. Like,
absolutely.
When I was a kid.
Well, and
You know
the
what I
part
mean?
that
Like-
broke our heart, dude. I might as well put a knife in my chest. Like 2 weeks ago, we talked about, dude, PewDiePie made $7.45 million.
And all he does is play video games and shows them to everybody.
and has way too many expenses. I don't know.
Yeah, except we tried to. How do you have $600,000 in expenses? We tried to figure. I'm sure there's a tax evasion
fancy
somehow.
apartment.
Along with that, he also makes money off of sponsors. That's just his YouTube revenues.
And Rick
We're so
Astley
doing it
made
wrong.
like $50 on YouTube.
Right, because the other guy who posted the Rickroll video made
Right.
all the dollars. Yeah.
Right, and he's like, dude, he didn't even get it. And I can't say,
So YouTube has been an interesting thing for us. I think we're still trying to get a hold of it. We do a lot of conventions now. What did we do last week?
We just did Maker Faire.
Maker Faire. Maker Faire was
Maker Faire
excellent
Detroit.
for us. We have this seasonal show that comes out during the summer called Summer of Challenge, where Conrad gets pit against me.
Yep.
A bunch of crazy shit.
And that's actually our next episode that we're about to. We're getting ready for our next summer challenge.
Our first episode was we had to play a blindfolded video game,
Super Smash Brothers.
And then we had to make cosplay costumes out of paper bags in 10 minutes.
Isn't that called dating?
Yeah, that's yeah.
At Comic-Con, yeah.
Right. Our third challenge for that episode was to make blanket forts, and we had I3 people come and judge our, the structure.
So we've got
and
like
everything.
engineers who use 3D printers and laser cutters, and they're making blanket forts.
And we're making blanket forts.
Do you have any rebars in that blanket fort?
Yeah, exactly.
And it gets a lot of hits because it's geared towards a certain audience. Our second one was
It was
Nickelodeon
90s
theme.
Nickelodeon game show.
So we took over a bookstore called Second and Charles, which
In
is
Auburn Hills.
a sister company of Books A Million.
Okay.
If you're familiar with Books A Million.
Yeah.
They're the second-hand shop for bookstores, but it's huge. I mean, we're talking like 3 Books A Millions together.
Great place for
Dude,
geek culture.
this is so much better than me getting slapped every year and winding up on
I know,
YouTube.
right?
And we did, what was it, Finders Keepers, where we ran through the bookstore,
Yeah, it was
throwing
like a
books
scavenger
up
hunt
and trying
where they
to
had to
get
find
clues. And the second was an obstacle course through the bookstore.
Was
And the-
there slime?
Yes.
Yes.
So the third thing was a
Oh
trivia
my God.
challenge.
Of course there was slime.
That we did with one of the other podcasts that was on
I'll
Podcalypse.
take the physical
It's called Nerd
challenge.
Life Productions.
Nerd Life Productions. Check them out. They're great guys.
Right.
And somebody got slimed.
We had our. a
Where does
guy,
one
his name was-
procure slime? I'm just.
We
curious.
made
Yeah.
it.
Really easy.
So Conrad
what
and
is
I
that made of?
made it at like 6 a.m. the day before, and we got like 2 hours of sleep. We had
Green food
it's-
coloring, cornstarch.
Yeah, it's mostly. Gosh, what was it mostly?
It was-
Flour.
It was Jello.
Was it Donnie? Was it Donnie
Jell-O.
Mosley?
You dump 6 packets of Jello to make like 5 gallons, and then flour, and then dish soap so it washes out.
This was somebody's job back in the Nickelodeon.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. When I was a kid, I wanted nothing more than to be on that show and get slimed.
It is a bitch.
We made
The person that got slimed had a hard time. It was me. I was like still getting like
Guilty as
green
charged.
shit out of my ears like 3 days later.
Getting it out of my hair.
It
All
was
just
bad.
because I didn't know.
yeah.
Sorry.
But we have a lot of fun on the show. We try to
We-
make it very visual, so
we made it
so
a,
it works on YouTube.
We made it a slime cannon from Josh Brewer, a friend of ours. We
I
used
love
to shop
I3.
back.
This is not an
Yeah.
i3 thing. This was in my parents' garage in Shelby Township.
is a slime
We took
can.
a vacuum and just filled it with slime and just shot it at people. That's how we did it. That's all we had at the night before.
That's why your people weren't too happy. The customers weren't too happy.
Well, that's like if you look at YouTube videos now. We were joking downstairs, like Whitney from Activate opens up Loot Crate, right?
Yeah.
And there's one of 387 million people that open up Loot Crate.
Yeah, Loot Crate's great.
But like, what the hell do you have to do these days? I mean, do you have to shoot people with slime to get people's attention on YouTube?
I feel so. That's why I did it.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it, I don't want to say it's saturated, but it's kind of crazy the amount of stuff that's getting put out there. That
I think it comes down to the personalities on the show. I mean, you can get a bunch of other guys to get slimed. It's not as entertaining as like the characters me and Conrad have played up to be.
right.
We're known at the conventions now for having this rivalry between us. He's like the pretty one, I'm the smart one, which is real in real life too. So,
But if you look at like back in the day, if you wanted to get on America's Funniest People, you just had to get hit in the balls with something.
yeah, absolutely,
and you were on the show.
absolutely.
Spring.
But hold on, better than 10 other people.
Right.
Like,
That's why
everybody
Bob
was
Saget
getting in
has
the balls.
problems these days getting it up because of that. He's seen so many of those videos. So it's for another day, for another story. But I mean, again,
Fuller House. Yeah.
part of trying to differentiate yourself on YouTube's got to be a challenge again because all the people playing video games, like, how do you stand out anymore?
What is it, like 3 years? Like 3 years worth of video is updated to YouTube, like uploaded to YouTube every like 60 seconds.
Yep, that's what I think what it is actually.
Yeah, and it is
you try to get interesting, and you try to meet the people and gain the fans and grind it out. I mean,
we have a lot of guests on the show, and something that I do as a producer, I try to
First
look
you
up
get the
on
guests,
YouTube.
then you get the power.
Yeah,
Then
I look up and see what kind of stuff happens there. Like, I see what happens that Make It Fair. I see what people do with some of the guests we have, and I think to myself, how can we make this better? How can we do better than this?
I just want to suck less. That's our motto.
That is.
Yeah.
Never go for perfect,
it's a
just
big
go for suck
challenge
less.
for us. And we keep challenging ourselves, and I consider it an art. We want to get into creative already. We're writing scripts next for next season, where we're doing a series, a created series that we're working on. So that's like our next big move after the Rack Show video, which is more like live. Hey, what are we doing here in the Detroit area? We want to do scripted works next. So crossing our fingers that it works.
Okay.
So we have a really good premise. We won't tell you on the radio, but I'll tell you after. We're working on
I
it.
really
still.
like
Sounds
talking
good.
about it, even
I
though
really,
it's
I
like-
really
it's a
love this
secret.
idea. I think you guys will really like this.
We have
idea,
no
too.
familiarity whatsoever with people stealing ideas. None.
There's this,
Never.
There's
None.
this movie. I don't know the name of it, but it's going to be.
It's got a guy and a dog and a car that blows up, and then that. Yeah.
But I don't know the name
and
of
the
it,
girl.
but it's gonna
And
be
the-
awesome.
He's very familiar with those kinds of problems too.
So you guys went from like what, an hour and a half podcast to how long is your show?
22 minutes now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we're trying to condense it down to TV format. It's something that I strived for. I'm like, it'd be cool if we could start pitching this to Hulu. Somebody's come to us
as a
like,
producer,
hey,
I'm like, yeah, sure.
You should pitch this to Hulu, Netflix. They're looking for these shows. They buy them all the time. And you guys have something, so you should do it. So we've been trying to get to that level where we can pitch it to YouTube. I mean, Hulu or something like that. So we'll see what happens. I'm familiar with a lot of the networks too because I have friends in the business that there's some small networks. Like Lucas Oil owns a network. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, they own a network.
So, Ian on Twitter is telling us that YouTube just isn't about Minecraft, PewDiePie, cat videos, and Rickrolls. It's about the community that it brings.
Yeah.
Right, because I've read the comments.
Right.
On
Berta loves
YouTube.
it. What's the guy's name?
Ian.
We're going to fact check that.
Out there, we're actually trying to start a Michigan YouTube community. We've been looking for other YouTubers, and we've expanded out to bloggers. And that's a lot of how you get your stuff out there is you pair up with other people. You do what they call crossovers, like what we're doing now.
Or collaborations.
It's a lot of grinding.
We're doing stuff together.
Yeah.
And doing
Like
stuff
this.
together.
Like this.
And then going.
Are we a goddamn plot point for you? What the hell are you? What?
Where are the cameras? Where are the cameras?
This is what
This is not the Nickelodeon
We
studio.
talked about it.
There's no slime here.
There's a guy across
There's no
the way
kids awards.
shooting with a really nice camera. So say hi.
Yeah, we know his name's what's the Brian guy that posts every week at us. That like I just hang out across the studio. And,
Right.
Hi, Brian.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's
start
been
investing in better
fun trying to
curtains.
get into the YouTube thing. We like the challenge. I don't like if it gets too easy. I get bored. So
I relate. Yeah.
Now, is there any other mediums on video these days? Because I mean, is anything else like the whole Daily Motion? Is that just? I mean, is pretty much everything else for porn, or is there anything else that's viable in terms of all the other platforms?
You mean besides YouTube?
Like Vimeo and things like that.
Vimeo.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vimeo.
Is that
Vimeo is
more
a
like
great
a
indie
teen,
network.
teenager thing, though?
What?
Vimeo is more like a teen thing?
No, not at all. Vimeo.
Vimeo is for all the things that YouTube rejects.
Yeah.
Is what-
Oh, okay.
But
Well, no.
if YouTube won't allow it on, Vimeo will.
No,
Got it.
Vimeo is. I thought Vimeo was more constrained. It's for artwork. I thought.
I think it is.
I'm
and it's
just
actually
asking because
higher
I have
quality.
teenagers.
Yeah,
That's the
no,
only reason.
Vimeo
I
is
don't really
higher
know.
quality. Absolutely.
Vimeo is pretty wide open.
Really?
Yeah. When things get rejected by YouTube, Vimeo
Because
will.
Vimeo won't
skeptical of this.
they won't let personal blogs on there. They won't let a lot of these things on there.
Right.
Now, Blip TV is a different thing too. You have
I don't
Blip
even
TV.
know what that is.
YouTube is the main outlet. I would say Vimeo is the second.
But I mean, with how
Okay.
saturated YouTube is, I think it's a challenge.
Yeah,
You know, it's,
absolutely.
it's a challenge that we're willing to.
I mean, we're 22 minutes in that 3 days of content that was uploaded last hour.
It pushes
Right.
us to strive to be a better show.
Sure.
I'm going to chime in here with a follow-up question.
Yeah.
If you're having issues on YouTube, and you want to go to Hulu and other outlets, what's holding you back? Is it production quality?
Yeah.
Is it editing?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
It's just perfecting.
I took a bunch of people that don't know anything about film. I'm just like, here, hold this
Yeah,
camera.
we were all on radio, and he's just
Well,
like, "Hey, film."
I have one other
Hey, don't
filmmaker.
say that like it's a bad thing.
I have one other filmmaker,
No, I'm in
and
right now.
we've just been training them, and they're like sponges, and their skills will get to their wants one day, hopefully. So that's what we're working towards. Our beginning was that we wanted to do cool shit with friends, and that's always been our motto. So we found friends that we wanted to do cool shit with, and then we're like, hey, let me teach you how to do this.
Sounds
now.
vaguely familiar.
Yeah, that's our premise of this show.
There you go. See, and it works. You know, we have a bunch of friends, and hopefully they don't hate us. And
As long as you don't sell them.
Some of
crap,
ours do.
you know.
Yeah.
Are you making enough money? Have you seen these knives?
Right.
Once you start doing that, you start losing
no.
your friends.
Absolutely. And then we've been teaching them how to use a camera, how to edit, how to do these different things, and they've been excited to learn these new skills. And hopefully, we'll be an outfit one day where we can go out and shoot across the
Don't
country.
say hope. You will.
We will.
We will. I love it. I love it.
Be it.
I said it 3 times today.
We have a dream.
I am
that
the queen
think
of
that
the
we
Queen City, and if I say you can do it, you can do it.
We have a dream that I think that we could talk about. We want to go on tour.
Yeah, we definitely
One
want to
day.
go on tour. We've been Maker Faire has invited us out to the people that put on Maker Faire also do Make Magazine, and we met with 3 of them during one of the parties last week.
And
they
Detroit.
came out. They're like, we'd like you guys to come out to San Francisco and have full reign of our headquarters. It's a pretty cool place. We just got to pay for ourselves to get out there now.
We really want to.
There's a couple people we
See,
want
and
to
that's our limit. Like we'll go. we'll go if we're not that complicated. You want to pay us to be there, we'll be there.
I fly in coach. I totally do.
Right, and we're not expensive. We're not trying to. Yeah,
there was like the biggest podcasting convention down in like Austin or Dallas this weekend. Yeah, I'm not going.
No,
I got to buy a ticket too. No, and a plane ticket. No, I'm good.
You want us to speak on a panel, but you don't want to pay for us to be there. No,
right. I think I know which one you're talking about.
Right?
Yeah. They did. They invited us to come on a panel, and we're like, okay, yeah, we'll go. Like, okay, well, book. What? No.
You have to pay?
Yeah, no.
No.
You came to no.
That's not how,
how do we find you guys on YouTube?
TheRackShow.com. Also on YouTube is
it's VoxVii Studios. So it's YouTube.com/VoxVii Studios.
VoxVii is VoxVii.
Correct.
Yeah.
I did my homework.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's confusing. People get really
gluten-free gaming favorited one of our tweets.
Are you kidding me?
Gluten-free.
It's almost amazing.
I think the only thing at top that is a homeless person with a cell phone that's gluten-free.
That's the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life. But TheRackShow.com
or YouTube/VoxVii Studios or
VoxVii. We'll put everything in the recap.
Yeah, I'd appreciate that.
Appreciate you guys coming out. Maybe we'll do a home and home with you next time you guys are out doing a show.
Yeah.
Love to be a part of it, and thank you guys for making the trek.
Definitely come out to YomaCon and be.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Oh, we're so gonna be there.
We're gonna top ourselves. We're gonna do alcohol this time. We're gonna get alcohol,
and I'll be drinking by then. So
have you met us? Like I lesson learned. Like, I will not be walking into a room without at least 2 growlers.
Okay, it's on. We're gonna get the other podcast in there. It's gonna be cool.
Cool. Lucas, Corey, appreciate coming out. The Rack Show. We're going to be back segment 4, Royal Rumble time. This is the IT and the D Show, and we will be right back.
This show is broadcasting live from Detroit Sound Studios above Activate Gaming and is part of the Podcast Detroit Network. Visit www.podcastdetroit.com for more information. This show is broadcasting live from Detroit Sound Studios above Activate Gaming and is part of the Podcast Detroit Network. Visit www.podcastdetroit.com for more information.
What's up, everybody? This is Billy Zapka. Sweep the leg. Listening to IT and the D Show. No mercy.
This is a previously recorded episode of the IT and the D Show.
We are hanging out at the Detroit Sound Studios above Activate Gaming, beautiful Ferndale, Michigan. This is Bob the Sales Guy, always here with Dave the Geek, Nuri, the FNG. Find us online, itinthed.com. And during the break, I heard one of the most saddest, tragic stories that ever happened. No, what happened with this poor hitchhiking robot? And tell the story now.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the gluten-free gaming that followed us.
Thanks
for the retweet, by the way.
I don't even. The coincidence is uncanny. But this poor little robot that was hitchhiking. What in the world was going on with this thing?
Well, I've seen just bits of it, and basically there was this cool-looking robot that they basically sat out, and I don't know. It's been in many different cities. It's kind of traveled around the country, and it got to Philadelphia.
No, it's only been in the country for 14 days.
All right.
Yeah, it was in Europe originally.
So it's doing better than most foreigners. It went all over the world.
It went through Canada, it went through Germany, it went through the Netherlands, was in 14 days in America, and then they found it decapitated.
What? So the head just chopped right off.
I want to know how INS hasn't found it yet. It was Philadelphia that found it.
All I can think about is Dumb and Dumber, just pretty bird, like some little boy with this robot with no head.
You know, it's kind of crappy that someone's, an art project and something really cool got, destroyed.
Let's take a step back. Cool project, my ass. It's how in the world? Wait, if you got a robot, why would you want it to hitchhike?
It was a social experiment.
How do you pick up a hitchhiking robot?
You pick them up. You literally put them into your car.
By the base.
It's not even like have you seen pictures
with your
of this
hands?
It's like Johnny Number 5.
It's not even like a robot. It's like a
more input.
You put them in your car. It's like a broom with some kind of robot head.
The only thing robotic is literally its face. It's got a GPS system. I think a camera. I don't know.
It's like sitting in a lawn chair in the picture I saw. Right?
Yeah.
You know what? I want to drive a Roomba down I-75 with my GoPro attached to it.
That's pretty much what it is. I think it's like a
stupidest thing I've
mop
ever heard.
handle with a thumb out like that.
Yeah, he's got pool noodle arms.
So you see
Yeah, he
this
has
robot.
pool noodle arms.
So you see the robot. So what do? Like, I'm going to cut off its effing head.
The inflatable armor.
Like, I'm gonna cut off its head. Like what thought process?
Damn robots taking our jobs. You can't allow that.
I'm just glad that it wasn't in Detroit. That this
I
happened.
agree.
Yeah.
But in Philly, they throw batteries at Santa Claus for crying out loud. It's not like it's like the worst city in
Santa
America.
Claus, I told you not to give me a toy that required double A's.
You never heard that? Like they throw when the Santa Claus came out of the Eagles game. It's like the most notoriously worst fans like ever or come from Philly. I don't know how they breed them there. But so what's the point of this thing? Like at the end of the day,
They wanted to see how far it could go and where it would go, and they were tracking it through the GPS
Really to see
and
if
whatever.
people could be trusted with a robot who just wanted to
Seeing if somebody would help out a robot.
Who just wanted to love.
And clearly the answer was no.
No, clearly it was yes in Europe and all through
the rest of the world,
the rest of the world,
and
it got to America, and 14 days in, it was like, nope.
How much copper's in that thing?
Tell them Large Marge sent you.
It's like on a pike. The head's like on a pike, just like sitting up.
That would have never made it. Would have went to Iron Mike's in Detroit. There's no way I would have made it through this town. I think would have got ripped for. So what else is going on, Dave? A whole bunch of crap, and we got like 40 articles.
So apparently, the new the tiger or the lion story of this week is the geese that were hit in Sterling Heights.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about that.
Clinton Township, right?
Yeah.
Some guy like just ran over like a family of geese.
He killed 5, I think.
Yeah, and now people are calling for his head. Want whoever the driver is tarred and feathered and crucified and whatever else, and that's the new social media insanity of it.
Meanwhile, a 3-year-old got shot today in Detroit, and crickets from the masses.
Crickets. No one cares. Yeah,
right.
They just need a new dress that they don't know what the color is to take their eyes off of this, I guess.
Right. It just totally pisses me off. I was looking about what happened to that guy who shot the lion. His business is now shut down.
Yep.
Death threats.
Yep.
They've ruined his Yelp social media, his Facebook social media.
Wow.
Basically, people were telling them, I hope you burn in hell for shooting a lion.
Which, again, I'm still going to go with 99.99999999% of them who are doing that had no idea who the hell Cecil the lion was.
Or even where Zimbabwe was, right?
Right.
You can identify where Zimbabwe is on
point
a
out
map.
Zimbabwe on a map with a gun to their head. But that's their cause du jour, and so that's what they have to be outraged about.
And did you hear when they interviewed like the people like in the neighborhood
In Zimbabwe, they're like, what?
Who? But not only that, they're like, we usually like it when those rich people come here because they spend money in our economy.
That's incredibly depressed, and without the $50,000 that Dentist Bob, or whatever the hell his name was, that came over to shoot the lion, yeah, we'd have no money whatsoever. Yeah.
Oh, trust me, the jokes have been rampant. I got 2 cousins that are dentists, so I keep, you guys want to go hunting this fall?
Well, my whole thing was, Brad Wesley from, Roadhouse. Anybody know he was a dentist?
I think you're the only one that knows his name was Brad Wesley, the bad guy in Roadhouse.
I'm taking you to trivia next time.
A bear fell on me.
Which is one of the dumbest movies still. It makes no sense. Like, a bar bouncer is going to take on this local mafia guy.
Roadhouse.
And win. It's just, again, you couldn't make that movie today because Dalton would get shot and that'd be it.
And the end.
Right, exactly. Wouldn't have Terry Funk and all those other guys like, oh, we're going to hustle in the country bar with a blind guy playing guitar on his lap. God, I know too much about that movie. Kiss my ass. So... I know there's a whole slew of you know what, the thing that gets me out of everything, how I get on rants about companies being worth certain valuations.
I figured this is where we're going.
Snapchat being worth this and that company being worth that. Come to find out, Microsoft just threw a bag of money at Uber at a $50 billion valuation
with a B.
Yeah.
It's an app. It's not even is it even a company?
No, they're a company.
It's an app.
They're a pimp. We've had this conversation before.
No, I know.
Because Uber's their legal defense is that, we just put 2 consenting adults together, and when money changes hands, we're not really responsible for what happens after that.
We just take 20%.
That's a pimp!
It's of no greater value than farting apps. I mean, it's
farting apps never got me home drunk from a bar.
Right. that made me laugh. But the thing is that how do you like? Is there a bubble that's going to burst? Because $50 billion is obscene. That's worth more than like.
They've been spending money left and right. They bought Minecraft last year for $70 billion. I believe.
Microsoft, yeah, but like, what's Coca-Cola worth as a company? Is it $50 billion? I wouldn't even know. It's insane to me that the numbers that are getting thrown around for apps,
it makes no sense to me at all. None.
Like even like Snapchat, like that was worth like what? Was it $24 billion or something like that?
Yeah, after all the security flaws came out, and no, we don't ever really delete anything, and no, you still incredibly inflated value.
Wow, hold on. In 2013, Coca-Cola's valuation was $79.2 billion.
Right. So Uber has been around for what? 2 years?
Couple weeks.
Right.
In technology, a couple weeks, right.
It's like, what, $18 billion less than like the most iconic brand in the world.
Wow.
Who actually makes something and has manufacturing facilities all over the world. Uber makes nothing. Right? They're pimping bored Arab guys in their Toyota Camrys.
It's Uber X.
Right. That's all that Uber does. And they take me to bars for $8. And they don't they might have a phone charger and they're polite. That's their business.
It is.
You know, it's funny. I going on that route. My daughter's like, "Hey, when can I get a job?" I'm like, "Well, you're 11, not yet." And she's like,
"Can I drive an Uber?"
She's like, "Well, because the neighbor offered her money to pet
Finish
sit.
that sentence.
Neighbor offered her money to pets. It was a walker dog and pet sit and all that stuff. So I said, you know what? You should go Uber model. We'll make you like a website and an app. You get all the kids at school. And then you hire pet sitters and babysitters and all that crap, and you take 20%. You don't do anything.
They walk the dogs. You take 20%. You're good.
Yeah, exactly. She's like, "Can I do that?" I go, "Well, yeah. Everyone else does. Why not?"
It's
called
Dogger.
A genius idea.
Yeah, exactly. Dogger, right? Pick up dog crap. They'll do that for.
I think you got an idea there. You got to get on that.
That's what I'm saying. Your daughter should not be behind a website called Doggy Style.
No. You got a daughter. You don't go there. Kiss my ass. But what's next? I mean, what's the next big thing that's going to be worth this insane amount of money? Like, who's going to, $50 billion valuation? That drives me. Like, now what's Microsoft going to do? They're going to integrate Bing Maps to Uber, right?
Yeah, probably.
Could be. Oh my God,
Yeah.
That makes my head hurt.
Bing is still around?
Yeah,
it is.
Bing what?
Bing and it's done.
Well, I only know it's around because of the Windows 10 migration. Like, you want to make Bing your default? No.
Yeah.
Want nothing.
Never, ever.
I don't want the new Clippy, whatever the name is. Is it Cortana?
Yeah, Clippy 2.0. Yeah,
Right.
Cortana. Yeah.
No.
It looks like you're writing a letter.
I have Amazon Echo for that to talk shit to
It
me.
looks like you're trying to commit suicide. Would you like help? Yeah. No. Never, ever.
The paperclip goes into a form of a noose.
Right.
Yeah.
No, so the one thing we didn't talk about it, and this was from a privacy standpoint, it's an issue. So it came out this week that Facebook, because they published it, they don't have so when Facebook gets hit with a warrant for all of your data and everything about you, not only can they not say no because the Supreme Court said so, but they also can't tell you that they've been hit with a warrant for all of your records and all of your data and all of your information. So it's a little creepy when you start thinking about all the crap that we post out there on Facebook and you get no notification. Again, it comes down to if you're not paying for a service, you are the service. But it's even if
you are paying for the service, like say someone calls AT&T and says, "Hey, I want all of Nuri's cell phone records."
Right.
AT&T can't tell me either.
I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't either. And that's not even like a national security gag letter or anything.
You should at least be allowed to know that someone is pinging data about you.
Someone has made a request for your records.
Yeah. Why? Like what? That
Quit selling
should be a
drugs.
thing.
But if someone does like a background, like if your employer does a background search, you have to consent to it. But if like your neighbor does a background search on you through one of those stupid websites,
right?
You don't get told of that. Because I had to do a background search on someone on my in-law side of the family, and that guy didn't find out about that, right? So I mean, what's the difference with this and Facebook?
I feel a little flattered.
Warrants.
I got a notification. It's like, oh, somebody's trying to find out more about me.
Oh, it's the CIA.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Aww.
Well, that's the thing with Facebook. It's like you put someone came out to the other day and they go, "Oh, your Facebook is like the only one that's nice because you just put up like the good stuff." And I go, "Yeah, it's filtered. I'm not going to whine. Susie's not calling me, and I look fat in the mirror. No, I'm just like
Donald Trump
I'm
said.
going to call Conrad out for that because he does that. I'm sorry. He's not here. Conrad does that. He needs to stop.
He is a whiny little bitch on
See?
Facebook.
Oh.
I know he's not here but I will say that to his face. He is a whiny little bitch on Facebook. He really, really is.
And then he talks to his cat all the time.
You'd love to argue that point, but you can't.
No, I'm not going to defend him right now.
Well, then you got, the worst person of all time is like our friend Ross, who will just put like F you and like nothing.
Oh yeah, he vague books.
Like vague books.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
The worst.
I hate vague booking too.
It's like the 13-year-old girl's crying for help. It's like, oh my god, like that's why I'm like
worst day ever. Send what?
Why would anyone hire me? It's like because if you're whiny on Facebook, you're going to be the most whiniest human being on the planet in real life, right? I don't want you in my damn office.
Then you have some people like there's one friend who I had who was just like, "Oh, I've been off of heroin for 7 days," just super casually, just throwing that out there. It's like, oh well, congratulations,
awesome.
Like, good for you. So a little craziness and we've talked about this for the last couple of weeks because I've been waiting. I've been waiting for what's next. And so, we talked a few weeks ago about, there's something bigger brewing that nobody's talking about with all these hacks. And
it was United. It was
and crap getting knocked offline. Oh,
right.
Wall Street Journal and, all these other things getting knocked offline. So the news breaks that it appears that little United technical glitch that grounded flights for quite some time over the course of a single day. China may have been behind that.
Ooh.
What? Oh.
In fact, the same Chinese hackers that breached everybody else, right?
Yeah.
So what is China doing? It's like they're amassing massive data records on Americans. Why?
And then knocking an airline to the ground, like literally knocking it to the ground. Like they could not take off or land planes for hours.
And then they have manifests, they have date of birth, they have all your secure flight information probably that you give.
All the nonsense with the OPM. And I mean, it's not... Like I said, I keep waiting for the other shoe to drop with all of this nonsense that's been going on, and it seems like we're getting closer to seriously bad news happening from a hack attack.
Well, that's the next war. It's not going to be like pew 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 missiles and guns. It's going to be like I'm taking out like the Midwest when we had the big blackout. Remember when Gretchen was conceived?
Yeah,
12 years ago because of the blackout. We're gonna that's gonna be like the big target is see if we can hack and take out the power grid because the Americans will go ape shit if they can't get to their ATMs
and charge their iPhones
and charge their iPhones. Right? Oh my god, I don't have my iPad, and like the whole country will come to a screeching halt with no ATMs or iPads.
Do you think that would really happen? I mean, knowing that,
absolutely,
people will be running around like idiots with their heads chopped off. Like,
now,
what am I going to do now?
Now we live in a world with...
Okay, so where were you 12 years ago when the East Coast power grid hit?
I grew up in the country, so it was just like we turn on a generator and we.
I was working down in Midtown Detroit in a data center.
Oh, it was mayhem.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I grew up in the country, so we
mass hysteria
to go outside.
Dogs and cats living together. Yeah.
So you're saying is that we should all just move to the country?
Absolutely.
Hang out on farmerdate.com. Totally.
And then we'll just like take
That's a great website, guys. No.
Are there gluten-free farmers there?
Yeah, no. There's no
because they all grow wheat.
That's right.
And cows.
Wheat.
That's like weed farmers that don't smoke weed. That doesn't
Cool
exist.
Whip.
Whitney. Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
And what's scary about that is that there was an article today that said the FBI basically can't hire enough people to be in cybersecurity.
No. They can't find enough people willing to come work for them.
For their shitty low wages and their shitty weed policies.
Do you ever see?
You have to pass a drug test to go work for the FBI. Well,
or you can't have smoked weed more than 3 times in your life, I think is what it was.
Did you ever see a DOD page?
How do you prove that?
Wait, what? What was it, Nerd?
They said that you couldn't smoke more than like 3 or 4 times weed, no more than experimental usage.
How do you even prove that?
I don't know, but they polygraph you.
Who knows what kind of technology the FBI
You've done interviews for people that work for the FBI. They ask you everything.
I've got my security clearances.
Right,
it's
clearance.
Yeah,
right, no, I know.
Clearance, yeah.
It's again, just lose that restriction because again, you're not going to get any good freaking coders, hackers.
No, because we all do things we're not supposed to do and just accept it and move on.
Crappy paycheck doesn't help either. So
well, the government pay scale, public sector wage is not attracting the best and brightest. So you better lower your standards if you.
But think about the benefits. You can live in D.C.
Oh, even better.
I live there. It's horrible.
What we need to hire a black hat.
We need to hire a black ass. All right, well, let's wrap this nonsense up. We're at the end of the show.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure we hit on. So again, our next event is August 20th. It is not at Blackfin. It is at Hopcat upstairs in the Hoomer Room. We have podcastdetroit.com up and operational. It is live with a whole bunch of shows now. Apparently, the vast majority of them are launching next week, so yay us. We have our next Pink Slip party on 9/17 over at the Majestic. It should be a good time.
Detroit Cryo in the house.
Yeah.
DJ Nuri,
DJ FNG,
and there might be a stormtrooper sighting. Not booking it,
if we haven't pissed them off too badly.
I hope we did.
They
can kiss my ass.
Yeah, exactly.
So, hey, this is the IT and the D show. Again, thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks to the Rack Show. Thanks to the Darton Group.
So Darton Group we talked to at dartongroup.com. Again, where do we find Lucas and Corey? Where do we find you guys?
TheRackShow.com. Also on YouTube, youtube.com/VoxVii Studios. VoxVii spelled VoxVii.
Definitely go to our YouTube because we need subscribers. That helps us keep us alive.
Because VoxVii was taken, so you want another I for the...
Yeah.
They wanted to be Vox 7.
Right, exactly.
Not Vox 6.
Right.
Mark 6, Mark 7 phaser, which is better.
Believe it or not, VoxVii was taken. That's why we had to add the studios at the end of it.
And you Vox-V.co.
Schwa.
So, hey, well, thanks again. This is episode 103. I still can't believe we made it this far. We will see you guys next week. Drink up your drinks. Get your phone numbers. You don't got to go home. You just got to get the hell out of here. See you next week. Beat it.
See ya.
This show is broadcasting live from Detroit Sound Studios above Activate Gaming and is part of the Podcast Detroit Network. Visit www.podcastdetroit.com for more information.
The emergency destruct system is now activated.
Conan, what is best in life? To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of their women.
Long live Flash! You've saved your ass. Have a nice day.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Nice shooting, son. What's your name? Murphy. Make the run. The run.
Game over, man. It's game over.
It's over, Johnny. It's over.
Nothing is over. Nothing. You just don't turn it off.
I can't say no, and I don't really want to, so.
Well, especially with the back doors open.
Yo! Hold up! Time out! Time out! Y'all take a chill. You need to cool that shit out. And that's the double truth. Ruth.
Bob loves it in the can.
I hope this was as much fun for you as it was for me.
That's why I like it in the can.
就on the truth.
Fear me.
My job is to make sure this program is morally upright and cultural and wholesome.
Shut up, Mimsy! Shut up, Mimsy! Shut up, Mimsy!
Why would Buick put their cars next to the Bentleys? Why? That's not marketing. The alphabet. It's brilliant. Yeah, I can't take that position. That analogy sucks because it's right. Because you're getting your 8-track tuned up. Are we at a break yet? Yeah, so now I'm just doing stupid stuff to make me laugh.
Venture capital is not the end game.
When are we going to talk about me?
Jane, you ignorant slut.
It's my show. I can say what I want.
Kiss my ass, go home, unplug, get off the goddamn internet. You are everything that is wrong with the internet right now.
You're so white right now.
I'm the whitest guy in the room. Just explain it to me.
Showdown!
I love this city. I was banging on the wang.
Really? Should we talk about this?
Tag team it. Should I keep going or should I stop?
Can I just say, it's been great being on a show that talks about Mickey Rooney dying for 20 seconds and then poop for 10 minutes.
This is a previously recorded episode of the IT and the D Show.